international friendship and collegiate nature of the IFAJ is vital, I think, to encouraging learning across borders, sharing of ideas, approaches. We can learn from one another. So I've probably taken the most from watching journalists like the Australians who, they have a tough, really tough place to do what they do, and they come back with the most amazing stories. And I think journalists like that teaching other journalists from around the world about how to do as well as what to tell has been invaluable for me, and I know for other members of the British Guild, younger members of British Guild, it's been crucial to them, and some of them have catapulted themselves into completely different roles in communication and journalism as a result of being involved with the IFAJ.
Hi, I'm Annette. I'm come from Austria. I'm working there for an agricultural think tank, and I'm also working as a freelance journalist for a magazine, which is especially for young farmers until the age of 35. I started my IFAJ career in Argentina, where I did the boot camp for young leaders, and it was a pretty amazing experience for me. So I almost get addicted to it, but my second congress was last year in Germany, and this is my third time now in South Africa, and it's really amazing again. It's like a win-win situation for me because it's very interesting. You get a very good insight in the country and in the work of the journalists in the country, but also in the work of the journalists from all over the world. And I always come home with so many stories and so many new ideas, which I really can use for my work.
Mandela, he gave us everything. He gave his life. He spent so much time in prison for us. But I just feel we're letting him down right now. We're not leaving the Mandela way. Mandela wants to see a greater peace and less violence, poverty alleviation, and he put a lot of emphasis on education. That is very important, because once you educate your people, then the rest is easy. Because we're trying to do things in reverse. Give land, then with no education, we're not even giving the education. So education is very important. So I think we really need to start living the Mandela way in a very smart way so that we can all feed ourselves for what he did for us. And you're all here today because of Nelson Mandela. So he's a very important man, and we must not let his legacy die. His spirit continues to live in us. Thank you very much.
My name is Kanyisilis Kosana. I grew up around here in Mpumalanga, but a bit far in Gwamhlanga. My grandmother has always been in poultry, and we just started going massively. So we're going to start production in May at home. So we have, I think, 5 houses. Each house carries 40,000. That's the production that we're going to be starting on May. So that's the reason why I'm here, so that at least someone at home can have some background education on how, from the day one until the end of the cycle, on how you handle poultry.
How will you access the funds that you need to build your business?
Okay, the funds that we have already for the infrastructure that we have already, we got that from the government, which is obviously a bit of a drag, but that's the best we could do because we couldn't afford the loans from the banks. It was a bit too expensive, and it takes time for you to go into productions, and the banks expect you to go into productions immediately. So we couldn't afford that. So it was a process for us to get the land and then get the government to accept our business.
And this opportunity here, what does it mean for you and your life going forward?
Well, it means a lot, especially as a young woman in South Africa. It really means a lot. That means I get to inspire my child, and I get to inspire myself generally. So for me, it means a lot because I get to do something a lot of young girls don't want to do. I get dirty. I don't like being in an office, so I'm not constrained. I do what I want when I want it. That's what I like about agriculture. A challenge.
Vamos al 11. Villazo. 3.53 de la Loma. Novillito especial del 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40 pesos 23. 40. Arriba con Vicente. 40, 40, 40. Vamos.